What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Windbreaker, this time with episode 6, I think it is. Might be episode 5. I think it's episode 6, though, of season 2. Good episode last week. I think the last couple weeks, to be honest, in general, have been a little bit slow. Last week we did end up meeting Subaki. I can't quite remember the name, but the quite feminine guy who was actually really lovely last week. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him, his story. I imagine it's quite brutal, to be honest with you. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Again, I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but it just feels like the last 3 weeks could have been done in maybe like one and a half episodes. Feels very drawn out to me. I don't know. Just feels like the pacing is kind of on the same level of One Piece right now, which I've been going through slowly at the minute, just because yeah, like I said, the pacing isn't awfully great where I'm at right now in the story. So that's a scene I haven't really spoken about too much. We've seen it open there. Someone like pole dancing. It's probably unrelated, but you do sometimes see those like monks that have these sticks that they can like climb on. Like they hold the stick, yet they're kind of balancing on it and climbing on it at the same time. It's really impressive. Maybe it's like again, I brought up because maybe it's like some kind of like martial arts type deal. Don't really know. Or maybe it's just someone pole dancing. Who knows? Subaki, yeah. Which is the name of a character from Sket Dance, I believe. Sits in the room. You know what? I do imagine. Oh, it's this voice actor. I do imagine they'll probably be doing quite a bit of these things, considering the society they live in. They're probably going to be helping out quite a few old people, making them a little bit less lonely and so on. Still nothing about that guy with the tattoos that they showed us a few episodes ago, by the way. Like nothing since then. Makes you question why they even showed that. And most He's quite a charmer, this old man, isn't he? Sorry, I have like some kind of fabric stuck on my nail. Everybody's already proper down to business, aren't they? Oh, what an astute observation. The back room? It's the back room. Oh, sorry guys, my hay fever. It's kicking in right now. Oh, fucking hell, we're slinging bag of knives today, aren't we? They're dusty, so they must not be used. The back room is in the back. Oh, fucking hell, bro. Like I said, just like stuff like that, just like I know it's not, I know it's only a few seconds, but it just feels drawn out. Just goes with what I said earlier. It's just like, why is everything just being spent extra long on when it doesn't need to be? It also goes with what I said last episode about like the whole explanation thing. Like, why are you explaining that? If it's got dust in it, it's obvious that it hasn't been touched in a while. Why do you feel the need to explain that? It's the same stuff with the actual kind of themes that they were addressing in the last few episodes. She looks nice as well, though, doesn't she? She looks kind. Oh, I hope so. He's a nice guy. Very nice guy. Well, that's the thing about depression, isn't it? It can very easily be covered over. I like those little shots of the two. They're quite adorable, don't they? Both him and his wife. Yeah, something I imagine quite rare for Subaki to actually feel in general, but I imagine especially in regards to like older people, I imagine they'd be especially dismissive of his looks and appearance and demeanor. You'd imagine anyway. I've never been into cars, to be honest with you. I was much more a Yu-Gi-Oh card, Pokemon card, or collecting type of guy. So it's like this, like we get the picture here, yes. And I just wonder how much more they're gonna show us to already give us the picture which they've given us. If people wear pink shirt, I've got a pink shirt I've worn. I guess it is that thing, especially when you're a kid, though, like pink girls, blue boys, if you know what I'm saying. Wow. It does look nice. Classy. Ah, these guys got some nice style, haven't they? These guys. Damn. They got more style than me, honestly. I'm not too great with fashion and such. Got a top on, some jeans on, go out. Easy as that. Lipstick. So I've never put any makeup on or anything. Plenty of men do though, um, in general, but more so like with actors and such. I think they're always wearing like makeup, aren't they? Yeah, like that reaction right there is like like one in 1,000, probably even less. No, this is your normal. Is the thing. What is normal? It's a societal kind of. I don't want to go on about this point too much, but like again, what is normal? Like I said, when I was a kid, I was the kid that was like playing in the dirt, digging up with branches, looking at branches, digging up dirt, looking for bugs, playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards, which were kind of popular at the time. But I was more into it than everyone else. I wouldn't say I took it super seriously, but yeah, I was just a bit more into it than everyone else. Especially with like my Yu-Gi-Oh deck and such. Um, but yeah, it's like what is it's normal is again, it's not really like not an actual thing. If that makes sense. It like I said, it's a bit of a combination of everybody's societal kind of thoughts on what normal should be. When in actuality, one of those things where it's hard to word this as you can tell, but everybody's sense of normal is slightly different. So that combination of everyone's sense of normal into one is actually something that not everyone can actually agree with. And I think, as I said, I think everybody's normal is something slightly different. So yeah, I do like. Again, I mentioned earlier this episode how this might be overcooked as the last few episodes have been in terms of like really outwardly and just really on the nose dialogue about the Subaki situation, but I actually think they've done a pretty good job at it so far. It hasn't been majorly heavy-handed or absolutely like spelled out for you, like to the ridiculous degree of every action and everything being spelled out. So I think they're doing a pretty good job of this. I think this is a topic you do need to be quite subtle with, to be honest, especially in the day and age we live today. But yeah, like I said, I've always felt like I've not been normal in a lot of regards. But again, very different from this, but in a kind of similar nature, I guess. You said it, bro. I said it. You said it. Very similar to what I said. In actuality, there is no such thing as normal. I feel like that's even a bigger point in Japan, considering how society does function in Japan. It is much more kind of intact than other nations. I do think like they've got such a strict structure of things societal wise. Like they're all like nice people, and yeah, I think it's again just a bit more solid as a society. So I imagine it's even harder when you are in the position of Subaki to kind of be different from that, to be the black sheep. No, very nice. Like I said, they actually done a pretty good job with that. I do kind of wonder how many people have stopped watching this show now just purely because of this episode. There's a certain amount of people out there that would just like as soon as anything regarding this came up, they'll just turn the show off and never watch it again. I think it's just like yeah. I guess they're normal, so is what it is, I guess. But I find it quite stupid. I don't know. I'm a person that likes to take in various point of views of different people, no matter how different they are, and not being able to take someone's opinion or to accept something about somebody in that kind of regard. And sorry, I don't want to miss any dialogue, but yeah, this is another hard topic to talk about. But yeah, like I said, to disregard someone's opinion and thoughts just purely based on something like that or like this, it seems very stupid to me. Like I said, I like the fact that I feel like I'm quite unbiased in a lot of things. I mean, inevitably, I will be, but I like again listening to different points of view and maybe you could call it sitting on the fence a bit, but I yeah, I like listening to all sorts of different point of views, and again, just having the thought of disregarding someone's for some reason they're not normal or something just again just seems quite silly to me. I like looking at different perspectives. That's why I love anime. I love all the I think you guys can probably tell if you watch my videos a lot, the character focused anime are especially my favorites because you get so many again interesting point of views, perspectives, stories about people's lives, and again just to disregard that from someone just because it's seen as different or weird, like I said, just doesn't really compete with me, to be honest with you. It's not my kind of style of things. I think in general to get into anime you've got to be quite open minded with stuff like that. So maybe that group of people, as I said, that would kind of turn this show off at this probably isn't actually as large as you'd think, because they wouldn't have started watching anime in the first place, perhaps. He's not doing the Japanese any favors with that, is he? Secret photography. I think I've already spoke a bit about that, and the shutter sounds on phones. Happy. Mm. Who's Subakina? I kind of, yeah, I guess I could see that. Oh shit. Really? Oh yeah, no wonder that's. No wonder he said that. That would always be at the back of my mind. He's got nothing to reassure him of an answer now or anything, does he? Honestly, she got very lucky having an arranged marriage with you because he's a lovely guy. It could easily be much worse. Could have easily just married into some awful geezer. Arranged marriage. Well, I said earlier, these guys have got some great fashion sense. Both of them. Why has he said that in English then? That pretty much had all the perfect meanings there, didn't it? Pretty much fit everything. But yeah, like I said, I can understand from his point of view being like questioning that for his whole marriage because it would be something I'd do. I'd just question that the whole time as well. But yeah, from my perspective, I would also be a little bit pissed off if she did. And I think it is very clear that she did really like him and such. Um, I would also be a little bit pissed off that he doesn't even recognise that after all this time. You can understand why she'd be a little bit mad at that. Oh, God damn. Sorry, guys. Like I say, my nose is going crazy right now. I think he said uncool there, actually. I would not describe you guys as unfashionable. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, really good episode. I like this one a lot. I like this episode a lot. Probably, no, I'd maybe say it's my favourite episode of the season so far. I think it's especially because of the last 3 episodes not being my favourites. This one just stood out quite a bit. Now, how is Sakura ever going to have any kind of relationship with any woman with him being like this? It's just like I can't ever see it if he continues to be like this. Like, yeah, no way. But yeah, I think I was watching. Like I said, probably my favorite episode of the season so far, which might be surprising considering my thoughts on the last 2 or 3 episodes being very slow. I did like the last episode, but the 2 before that especially were just again very heavy-handed. Over said, if that makes any sense. Like they just absolutely hammered home the point to a degree where it just got a bit boring. It was just like, oh well, I know you don't have to hammer it again and again and again. The nail was already in the piece of wood. Like you've done enough. And I think they actually done a really good job of that this episode. Nothing was majorly on the nose. I think they actually went into good detail. If anything, maybe I would have liked. Maybe would have liked the previous episodes to be a bit shorter to have a little bit more time with this situation and see a bit more time of Subaki at school, and how people at school maybe reacted to that. But I think more so than anything, it was just the classic kind of journey of kind of like self-acceptance and such, isn't it? Which I always appreciate, especially if it is done well. And I think it was done quite well here, actually. I like the old couple; they were really nice. I think it's again because the characters are relatable and likable. I think it just all kind of came together to be a very solid episode, to be honest with you. Good messages throughout, and yeah, just really good episode. Slightly melancholic in terms of like the old woman dying and such, but I would actually say it's quite a happy episode in terms of kind of final message and such. And that I think that final shot kind of sums up quite well actually with her like sticking her tongue out. It's like it's a little bit sad 'cause she's gone now, but it's also like quite playful and fun and nice. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section. Let me know if anything you guys can relate to a lot on here. Like I said, even though I very much don't kind of relate to Subaki in terms of how he feels about himself and all these kind of woman like mannerisms and such and tendencies and things that he likes. I definitely have felt that way in terms of stuff of like even with anime. Like when I got into anime, which wasn't all too long ago, it was seen as this kind of weird kind of niche thing, and people would maybe look at you a certain way for saying you'd like it, and that's kind of completely changed. And that is pretty much almost exactly what the old man said here. It's like the normal changes every day, and people have got very different perceptions of that. So have your own definition of that and roll with it. Who cares about what anyone else thinks? Although, as I've mentioned in a lot of other videos, that is a lot easier said than done to kind of rule out everyone else's perceptions of you. Again, I imagine, especially in Japan, where, like I said, the societal kind of norms are so powerful and society is so close together and such. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next.